This is Southern New England's trusted news source, ABC 6 News at 6:30.
Coming up on ABC 6 News, President Biden has dropped out of the 2024 presidential race. A look at where the Democratic Party will go from here. And Rhode Island state officials responding to the Biden news. Hear what they're saying. Also coming up, Bill Guile will give us a look into this upcoming week's forecast. But first, we have developing news in the race for the White House. President Biden announcing he's withdrawing from the 2024 presidential race. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Caitlin Gelhaus. ABC's Perry Russom is in Washington with more.
President Biden dropping out of the race for president, releasing a statement that reads in part, "I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term." Biden exits the race amid growing calls from lawmakers for him to step aside. Democrat turned independent Senator Joe Manchin this morning.
It's time. It's just time to a new generation to come in.
Biden's candidacy began to unravel nearly 1 month ago at the first presidential debate with former President Trump.
This guy told Trump, do whatever you want and do whatever you want.
Days later, Biden telling ABC's George Stephanopoulos only divine intervention could get him to leave the race.
With offensive, and if the Lord Almighty comes down and tells me that, I might do that.
Biden remained steadfast on the campaign trail.
If you're going to drop out, what you going to do? Well, here's my answer. I am running and going to win again.
This is the first time an incumbent president has dropped out since 1968. When President Lyndon Baines Johnson stepped aside. Biden is now endorsing his Vice President Kamala Harris, who was 22 years younger than Biden. The president writing, "Today I want to offer my full support and endorsement for Kamala to be the nominee of our party this year. Democrats, it's time to come together and beat Trump. Let's do this." Harris does not automatically become the Democratic nominee. The process to choose a ticket remains murky, and it's not clear if other Democrats will challenge Harris. Democratic National Committee Chairman Jamie Harrison saying, in short order, the American people will hear from the Democratic Party on next steps in the path forward for the nomination process. Trump's campaign team is already narrowing attacks on Harris. Donald Trump Jr. calling Harris more liberal and less competent than Biden. We are waiting to see when President Biden will address the nation. He has been at his vacation home in Rehoboth Beach, recovering from COVID. Perry Russom, ABC News, Washington.
Thanks, Perry. Rhode Island Governor Dan McKee thanking President Biden on the platform X by saying, "President Biden made a selfless and noble decision. We are forever grateful for his lifetime of service, compassionate leadership, and all he has done for our country. His presidency will be remembered as one of the most impactful in our nation's history." And we also spoke with Congressman Gabe Amo about President Biden's decision to not run for president again this November. Amo saying he believes President Biden's decision is selfless and it allows the president to ensure that his legacy can continue. Amo working closely with the Biden-Harris White House for over 2 years and is fully supportive of Biden's decision to step down and says winning is what it's all about come November.
When I heard the news, I took a moment to reflect on the 50-plus year legacy of President Joe Biden, who has been one of the most consequential presidents in our history. And for me personally, having spent 2 years plus working in the Biden-Harris White House, I thought about the moments where he has been consoler in chief.
Amo says he fully endorses Vice President Kamala Harris and he looks forward to working to help with her campaign as the election nears. And State Representative Seth Magaziner releasing a statement saying in part, with today's announcement, President Biden is putting the good of our country ahead of his own personal interest, something that Donald Trump would never do. The congressman adding in a post on X, unlike the MAGA Republicans, the Democratic Party is not a cult. We respond to the will of the people, not the ego of one man. Magaziner joining President Biden in endorsing Vice President Harris for president, but adding that he will respect and support the nominee chosen by the delegates. Meanwhile, Providence Mayor Brett Smiley also thanking Biden in a statement today, crediting him with helping cities like Providence build back better after the pandemic. Smiley saying in part, the Biden-Harris administration has an exemplary record of accomplishment over the past 4 years. Democracy is on the ballot this November, and it's time to come together as a party and prevent a return to the disastrous Trump years. And on the other hand, the Rhode Island GOP chairman Joe Powers sharing a statement saying in part, despite the chaos, the Republican Party stands united behind President Donald Trump. It doesn't matter who the Democrats offer. In his place, it's been the policies of the Democratic Party that has caused record inflation and open borders. Powers also emphasizing the importance of unity in this country. Enough of that. Let's get a check on the quick check on the forecast, if you will. ABC 6 Storm Tracker meteorologist Bill Gile joins us here in the Weather Center. Bill, let's talk about something other than what I just went on and on about President Biden stepping down. Of course, important news, but let's also talk about the weather because that's just as important. What should people expect
especially
going into
for
this
anybody
week?
on vacation? Yeah,
right,
you just
big
really want to know
week.
what it's going to do out there. And hey, today was a beautiful day. Now, we did have some clouds this afternoon as a sea breeze front began to materialize. Came in from the east, came up from the south, and the two kind of just pinched themselves together right around Taunton. So we managed to cool back just a little bit during the afternoon. Looking off to the northwest, coming into the Berkshires, there's a rogue shower working its way southeastward, heading in our direction. But I think most of this is going to tend to dry up long before it gets to us later this evening. So right now in Providence, we're looking at 84 degrees. A little more in the way of cloud cover still in place over in Taunton, where it's also 84. New Bedford, 83. And down along the seacoast, we're looking at a good deal of sunshine and temperatures in the upper 70s at the present time. Around the city this evening, temperatures will slowly settle back through the 70s and finally bottom out in the mid to upper 60s across the area tonight with some passing clouds. Fairly calm breezes overnight. During the day tomorrow, we start out with sunshine in the morning. Clouds will be mixing in for the afternoon. We'll head up to around 84, and you'll start to notice the humidity climbing once again. That's right, the higher dew points are coming back. If you're heading to the beach tomorrow, again, you'll see those clouds mixing in for the afternoon. High tide's about 9 o'clock in the morning. If you're doing some boating on the bay, we'll be seeing the seas fairly quiet, around a foot or so, but in the open waters, 2 to 3 feet. All right, now coming up in just a little bit, we're going to take a look at the unsettled midweek stretch that is setting up, and as a result of that, how much rain is coming. And then I've got a little peek ahead for next weekend. Caitlin.
All right, we'll have to get the rain boots out for sure. Coming up on ABC 6 News, shots fired at a Cranston restaurant during the St. Mary's Feast. Hear what officials are saying. And a tanker truck flipping over and spilling oil into the Providence River. How crews are working to clean up the mess. Also, one man is dead after a fatal stabbing. Stay with us to find out what police know so far.
Driving the Nissan Rogue with Google built in is like...
Hey Google, turn on Rocky's Food.
It's like the ultimate connection. See why it's been awarded a Consumer Guide Best Buy and recommended by Consumer Reports. Drive the Nissan Rogue today.
Now get a low $279 per month lease on the 2024 Nissan Rogue.
Hi, I'm Rich Pupolo, owner of The Window Source. As a family-run business, you deal directly with me, my son Anthony, and niece Aaliyah.
We don't use subcontractors.
We did it again, 5th year in a row, most 5-star Google reviews in the country. Get 8 of our best-selling windows installed for $45.52. Give me a call today for a free in-home estimate at 401-270-0160.
Why go anywhere else? Go straight to the source, The Window Source. For all your window, door, and siding needs.
Chevy lets you begin every day fully charged, so you can go farther. And so can your money. Tow with confidence. Plus, stay connected with available OnStar technology. For summer adventures, Chevy's got you.
Current qualified lessees can lease this Equinox for around $209 a month.
This summer is the perfect time to get away with a great deal on your favorite Hyundai models. All backed by America's best warranty, plus 3 years or 36,000 miles of complimentary maintenance. Add more joy to your journey. Hurry in to the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get in and get away now. Lease an all-wheel drive Tucson for $229 a month or get 1.99% APR or up to $1,250 bonus cash. Hurry in.
Make every day a fresh start. Watch Good Morning Providence.
Now to some other headlines we're following for you this weekend. Shots were fired at the St. Mary's Feast in Cranston last night. Mayor Ken Hopkins says the shots were fired at the West Restaurant and Lounge during the St. Mary's Feast on Saturday night. Officials say the shots came from the outside dining area, and the police who were already present at the restaurant were able to take control of the scene. Cranston police say the investigation is ongoing and they have not released any additional information at this time. And the Rhode Island Department of Environmental Management says a tanker truck spilled 2,500 gallons of fuel on the on-ramp at Allens Avenue to Interstate 95 on Saturday. Officials say the truck flipped around 6 p.m. last night and was not removed from the ramp until 5 this morning. The spill has gone into the Providence River, and the DEM says cleanup efforts are being made to reduce the environmental impact, including floating containment booms placed in the river. And a woman was seriously burned in a house fire in Attleboro this morning. The Attleboro Fire Department says units responded to a blaze on Mendon Road around 9:15 this morning. Officials say police officers in the area arrived to find 2 people still inside of the house. Rushing inside and pulling them out, one of the victims, a woman in her 40s, suffered severe burns. The other resident and the 2 officers were taken to the hospital to be treated for smoke inhalation. And authorities say the cause of the fire is still under investigation. And 1 man is dead and another was arrested after a fatal stabbing in Brockton. Police say they received reports of a stabbing around 6 o'clock Saturday evening at the intersection of Crescent Street and Montello Street. 39-year-old Edmar Gonsalves was found injured at the scene and was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Police say 36-year-old Johnny Richmond was arrested and is the main suspect. Massachusetts State Police are still investigating that incident as well. And now on to some summer events. The 15th annual Cause for Pause Classic Car Show was today in Warwick. As you can see in these videos sent in by our very own Kelly Bates to the Now Local News app, the show had many antique and classic cars on display, as well as music, shopping, raffles, and food trucks. All the money raised at the event will be going to help homeless animals at the Warwick Animal Shelter. That is so sweet. And after the break, Bill will be back with your full 7-day forecast. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Make this a summer to share in the 3-row Kia Sorento, the tech-forward Sportage, the available all-wheel drive Seltos, or the IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus Telluride, each one recommended by Consumer Reports. This summer, visit your local Kia dealer. Lease the new 2024 Sorento LX for $289 a month.
Selling homes is more than a way to fill the workday. It's a sanctuary, a reflection of dreams, and a testament to hard work. Selling homes, it's where we create real memories. It's where we find real comfort and peace. It's where we find real meaning.
Of course, the GMC Terrain offers different drive modes. What about Weekend Warrior mode? Or you don't see that everyday mode? How about Out of the Office mode? Or even
Are you out of your mind?
Mode. Want a mode for everything? Sign and Drive is here. Current eligible GMC lessees can get this ultra-low mileage lease on this all-wheel drive Terrain SLE for around $393 per month with zero due at signing. Sign and drive one home today.
This is Morgan, and this is Morgan's Good Feet story.
I got kind of scared of trying super hard on the court. I'd always have bad pain where my arches were. But then after I got my arch supports, I stood up and it was wow.
Clinically proven, significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
Now that I don't have any feet problems, it's just gonna keep making a difference and helping me become a better athlete.
Help your athlete be the best they can be. Book their free personalized arch support fitting today.
Toyota trains certified technicians. Is that important? Well, you wouldn't hire just anyone to help you move, would you? No. Of course not. Not again.
Get your Toyota ready for that summer road trip. See your New England Toyota dealer for great service offers to help keep your Toyota dependable and fuel efficient all summer long.
Toyota Service Centers. Keep your Toyota a Toyota.
When it matters most, America turns to David Muir and ABC's World News Tonight.
And now, your ABC 6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Kelly Bates.
Good evening, everyone. I'm meteorologist Bill Guile, and we're going to be looking at some changes coming our way. Once again, we're going back into higher humidity levels. The dew points are going to be rising. So we noticed it was a little on the muggy side today, but those dew points are going to start getting very humid as we go through tomorrow afternoon, and then we're back into the oppressive humidity. Again, this is when our dew points go to 70 degrees or higher, and that is certainly going to be the case Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then as we finish the work week, we'll start to pull it back just a little bit, setting us up for the weekend. Outside right now, quite enjoyable out there this evening. A few clouds around here and there, a shower trying to come out of the Berkshires. I think most of this activity is going to be falling apart by the time it gets into northeast Connecticut. So as we look down the bay, a gorgeous evening setting up out there with just a few clouds to the south. Temperatures 84 in Providence. The dew point, not too bad at 61. A nice breeze out of the northwest. 9 miles an hour. And we're seeing most readings in the 80s. A few warmer spots, though, as you get down towards North Kingstown at 88 degrees. But how's the coastline doing? Quite nice, 77 right now in Newport, and out on Block Island, we're looking at 76 degrees. Now, we widen out a little bit, and we do see plenty of warmth out in here. Now, there's a couple frontal boundaries that are just sitting in place for the most part. It's kind of a unique feature. We don't see it happen too often, but we do have a fairly stationary front down along the mid-Atlantic coastline, and basically a weak cold front. It's almost stationary because it's attached to another area of weak low pressure back through the Great Lakes. So neither's really moving all that much. And what they're really doing is just separating the air masses based on the dew points. So we're talking about nice, comfortable air in northern New England. It's humid, and you saw that, or you may have felt it this afternoon in southern New England, down towards all the way down to the D.C. area, and then it gets tropical again south of there. Well, that's what's moving back in our direction. So here's how things are going to be playing out on our weather maps. There is an area of high pressure still kind of hanging around for tomorrow, so it should keep us mostly on the dry side. Can't rule out a spot shower, but it's tomorrow night. It gives way, and an area of low pressure is going to come along that southern boundary, and that's going to push back in the tropical air, and we're going to get back into some periods of rain for Monday night, early Tuesday morning, some of which could be heavy at times. Then we're just going to do it all over again as we go into Tuesday night and Wednesday morning, and then Wednesday afternoon, another round of showers and storms. So here's how things play out, a closer view, kind of see what we're talking about here. For tomorrow morning, not too bad. There'll be a little bit of cloudiness around, but it's still a fair amount of sunshine. But those clouds thicken up during the afternoon with our temperatures heading back well into the low and mid 80s. A spot shower can't be ruled out. But it's late tomorrow night and early Tuesday morning that some of the rain comes in, and some of it could be heavy at times. And then that moves on through from midday and into the afternoon. Another spot shower around. But then look what happens again as we go on to Wednesday. Boom, here it comes right back at us. Midday and afternoon, we can have a round of showers and storms. And right now, some of the computer model guidance is suggesting we'll see about 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. It's possible we could see a little bit more, and that's going to last right on into Thursday in this very humid air mass. But if we start to break it a bit as we get on into Friday, so it won't be quite as humid, and that sets us up for a weekend that at this point is looking pretty good. That's your latest forecast. Let's get a preview of sports with Nick.
Thank you, Bill. The Celtics keeping one of their important role guys around long term. We'll tell you about that next. And Titles Sunday at the Tennis Hall of Fame. We'll show you the highlights reaction from the singles and doubles finals and more. Coming up next in sports.
This will be the best summer ever. Good times, good people together.
It's Toyota's Best for Less sales event with vehicles from the longest lasting brand. The brand with best resale value for less. You could get low 4.99 for 60 on an all-wheel drive RAV4 hybrid or gas model, which could save you up to $1,400. Plus, get 2 years no-cost maintenance. The Best for Less sales event at your New England Toyota dealer, your all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
Time now for the Rhode Island Retirement Report. Jeff Massey is the founder of Massey & Associates. We're hearing a lot about Roth accounts and strategies to convert tax-deferred accounts into Roth accounts. So how can we find out if that's the right move for us?
It's not right for everybody,
But for those that have larger accounts, especially $1 million plus IRA accounts, you have an enormous tax bill attached to that account. And as we know, taxes are going up in 2026. The first bracket didn't change. The next bracket's going up 25%, and then 13.6%, 16.6%, and all the way up the tax brackets. So when you look at that, it's important to take advantage now of these lower taxes because by law, they're going up in 2026. Unless, of course, Congress votes on it to extend it, which I think is highly unlikely. But we're paying attention now because we feel that these are the lowest taxes we'll ever see. Huge federal deficit that we have and federal debt level that we have, it's going to push tax revenue, must be increased. So it's going to be a very difficult thing. So when you convert to a Roth, it is a taxable event. So we have to pay attention to that to make sure that we're doing it appropriately. But the sooner we can do a Roth conversion, the better it is. And especially when one spouse dies, the surviving spouse could end up jumping a tax bracket because of required minimum distribution. So it's something that we really focus on.
Okay, you got a great offer for our viewers today. Tell us what's inside.
We do. Tax planning in today's economic environment, which is challenging to say the least, especially in an election year. We know things can get a little rockier in the market. This will help you better understand what's going on.
Call, click, or text now to get the offer sent to you from the team at Massey & Associates. And that's this week's Rhode Island Retirement Report.
Heading into the city, or better yet, to the beach in the morning? Get an up-to-the-minute real-time traffic report. Watch Good Morning Providence, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m.
Make every day a fresh start. Watch Good Morning Providence.
Now, ABC 6 Sports, sponsored by Calvino Law Associates.
Mission Run It Back for the world champion Boston Celtics continues to be a thing. As we know, most of the guys who helped the C's earn Banner 18 last month will return for a chance at a repeat. Sunday, the Big Green continuing to keep its whole rotation together for the long-term future. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reporting the Celtics and Sam Hauser have agreed to a contract extension for 4 years and $45 million. The deal will reportedly kick in after next season when Hauser will make a modest $2 million and keep the role guy in Boston through 2029. The extension for the sharpshooter, when it kicks in, reportedly would mean a projected $225 million payroll after next season, with over $200 million of luxury tax penalty, which would project to be the largest in NBA history. So they are investing. Can't say they're not, right? The last day of the festivities in Newport, Sunday ending with champions being crowned. It was final Sunday at the Tennis Hall of Fame with the singles and doubles championship matches on the schedule. We begin with the showdown of training buddies. 3-seed Alex Michelsen taking on 2-seed Marcos Giron. Friendly competition between guys who actually practice together. Californians, the 19-year-old Michelsen with a winner at the net here. He takes the first set 7-6 in a tiebreak. But the experienced Giron striking back. The winner on the return to the corner here. He'd take the second set 6-3. And Giron fighting off a championship point from Michelsen to rally in the third. He had 13 aces on his serve, too, including one on his own championship point. He wins the match. Marcos Giron, the 2024 Infosys Tennis Hall of Fame Open singles champion, 6-7, 6-3, 7-5. It's his first title on the ATP Tour.
It's amazing. It's tough because holding the trophy is just the last part, but I think it's just a culmination of a lot of work throughout the years. It's the first time on tour playing a week without losing, and so to be down match points and come out with some great tennis is an incredible feeling. Newport has been wonderful to me, and I've really enjoyed my time here on and off the court. Everyone's super friendly. It's such a beautiful city, and so I've really enjoyed it.
First title, about to turn 31. Congratulations to him. Earlier in the day, the doubles championship match on center court, and it's the team of Andre Goranson and Sem Verbeek taking down the American duo of Robert Cash and James Tracy, the reigning NCAA champs, in straight sets 6-3, 6-4. So that's it for the tennis in Newport this week. Thanks to Don Coyne on the outs for all his help with the video this week. Remember, next year, the revamped event comes to town. Men and women will compete at the Hall of Fame next summer. Looking forward to it. To baseball this afternoon, another afternoon game, 3 of 4 this weekend for the Yankees against the Rays. Aaron Boone tossed for arguing a call, so maybe that was kind of a sign of how things went in this game. Top 7, Tampa adding to its 3-0 lead with the 2-run shot for Jose Siri. 5-0 the advantage. Rays looking like they were on their way to another win. The Pinstripes do have the best home run hitter in baseball, though, and Aaron Judge responds, sending a hanger way out to left. 3-run shot makes it 5-3, but that's as close as it gets. Rays with another dinger in the 9th here to add to the cushion. Tampa wins again in the Bronx Sunday, 6-4. Red Sox and Dodgers play tonight. Sticking with baseball, it was the big day in Cooperstown. Sunday, 4 new members inducted into the Hall of Fame. Twins great Joe Mauer, longtime Rockies first baseman Todd Helton, skipper Jim Leland, and Adrian Beltre, all enshrined and earning baseball immortality. Beltre, of course, spending 1 season of his illustrious career, 2010, with the Red Sox. Was an all-star that year, hitting .321 with 28 homers and driving in 102. He never liked being touched on his head, as you can see. Former teammate David Ortiz reminded everybody of that Sunday, having some fun with him before his speech. And Beltre shouting out Boston Sunday, recently saying it set him up for the rest of his career in Texas.
Boston was short but memorable. I had a chance to play for one of the best managers of my generation, Terry Francona. To all my Boston teammates, thank you. Thank you to the Boston Red Sox organization, and thank you to the Boston fans. I appreciate you.
Congratulations to Beltre. And finally, we end at Royal Troon and the Sunday charge at the Open Championship by Xander Schauffele, the PGA champ, putting together a final round 65 to jump ahead of the field in the year's final major in golf. Xander shot on 11 here around trouble, ends up just a few feet from the cup. What a shot. Schauffele with 6 birdies in the final 18, including one on 13 here. He goes bogey-free to earn the Claret Jug and take his second major this year, of course, at 9 under overall, outlasting Justin Rose and Billy Horschel, finished at -7. Xander Schauffele, the 2024 champion golfer of the year over at Royal Troon. Congratulations to him. Played some great golf. It was fun to watch. A lot of guys that were in contention there, and gets to hold up the Claret Jug, which is one of the best trophies in sports. So, all right.
Tomorrow it's going to be maybe your best day of the week to get out there and play a round of golf. We're going to be looking at temperatures low 80s, but the humidity is going to be climbing. And as we go into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, showers and storms are going to threaten the whole time. We're going to get back into the tropical humidity with dew points in the low and mid 70s. But at least this time around, unlike last week, temperatures aren't going to be as hot. We'll be in the upper 70s and low 80s. And heading into next weekend, things are looking good. Well, play a new golf game for that.
Awesome. Thanks, Bill. Thanks for watching. We'll see you at 11.